ball. That was the goal, to try to stop the run. We didn't do that whatsoever. They had 224 yards rushing, which they ultimately dominated the time of possession, which is not good because now we can't get on the field and do what we're capable of doing. Coach Kleiman was wonderful. I have a lot of respect, a lot of admiration coming from FCS, as I did, and he is unbelievable, and his team was truly prepared and ready to play this game. We had opportunity tremendously at the end of the game. We took a shot. We didn't come up with it. Game over. But we shouldn't have been in that situation whatsoever. The drive before that, defensively, blowing coverages, we blew some things there because the running back should never be wide open running up the sideline in a situation like that. Then they take a shot and hit us deep, which is not indicative of who we are. Certainly losing Travis and Jimmy and others was tremendous because they're a vital part of our team, a vital part of our identity. They're a vital part of who we are. So that took a blow. Take your time, Coach. That took a lot out of us. But other guys had the opportunity to step up, and they did. So I'm proud of them. Let's go. Ladies first. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good.
Nick Edwards, CU Sports Report. A lot of unfortunate injuries tonight.
Yeah.
I was just wondering if you have any updates on Travis, Jimmy, and Amari.
No, not one. I saw Amari in a boot, kind of a cast. So thank God we have everything we need on the second floor here in this wonderful building. But I haven't gotten an update on those particular young men. Hopefully, they could get back at it. But we're not going to rush them. Their safety and their health is much more important in this game.
Hey, Coach, Tyler King with the Denver Gazette. When Colton gets the interception there late in the game and then almost turns it for a touchdown, I mean, how quick was just the turnaround and the emotions after you guys score pretty quickly to take the lead, and then they come right back out? And like you said, you had some blown coverages there. What did you see on that last drive there?
Tremendous. It was a natural high. That was phenomenal. Big play. I mean, the defense came up with the play when they needed to come up with the play, and that's what transpired. And you thinking, well, we're going to score. With the ball in Shadour's hand down there, we're going to score. And we went on and did what we had to do. We didn't expect them to have a couple of explosion plays to set them up for a touchdown. We didn't even fathom that. I think Coach Rob called a heck of a game, as well as Pat. We just came up on the short end of it.
Coach Troy Finnegan, CU Sports Report. I've got two for you. First, it looked like Travis was back on the sidelines. He had his helmet.
Yeah.
Was there any discussion about him coming back in the game?
Not whatsoever. He was just there to support his team, and he did a good job at it.
And second, the tackling seemed like a big issue tonight, especially at the second level. How much of that was you guys, and how much of it was DJ Giddens at running back?
He's phenomenal. He's one of the best in the country. I mean, his maneuverability is unbelievable. We didn't tackle well today whatsoever. We didn't get to the ball as a unit today whatsoever. We had some busts in a few things. I'm telling you, I hear the calls. Coach called a pretty darn good game. He called a really good game, and we just got to execute the calls.
Coach, obviously losing is frustrating.
Right.
That's the most frustrating part. But if you were to break it down, what would you say you were most disappointed with on the way to the
big
loss?
plays and giving up, surrendering 224 yards rushing. Come on. That's it, because that's clock as well. That keeps our offense off the field, and then they mean opportunities. We need opportunities.
Obviously, you'd rather learn from a win. You're going to have to learn from a loss.
Right.
Do you take some solace in the resiliency your team showed? I mean, you're down 10 there late. You battled back.
I'm proud of them, man. I'm always proud of them. I mean, you guys know this is, and you wonderful women, this is a totally different team. This team has heart. They have integrity. They're tough. They love to play this game. We just came up short. We got to just learn how to win these particular games. We've done so this year as well, but that was one that we should have got it. Play here and there. Yeah.
Scott, go ahead. Hey, Coach. Scott Proctor of Colorado. How you doing?
Good, sir.
Seemed like the running game had kind of got going the last two games. It was a bit ineffective tonight. From your vantage point, what do you think kind of led to the ineffectiveness in that part of the offense?
We didn't execute. I mean, the play calls are there. We didn't execute. We missed a block here. We missed this there. We missed this there. We just didn't execute. Play calling was definitely suffice. We didn't execute, and I believe we surrendered 6 sacks to their 4, which, you know, in comparison, it wasn't bad. And Shador got to get the ball out of there at times as well. But we're better than that. We're better collectively than what we showed tonight.
Hey, Coach. Jake Schwann, DNVR.
Pleasure.
Just wanted to ask you about Shilo, just what you thought about his play tonight.
I thought he played horrible. I thought he was rusty. I thought he didn't have his footing. I thought he wasn't breaking down. He was coming up trying to make the play, but open field one-on-one tackle with that kind of back is that ain't an easy task. But he's going to do better. I know what he has in him.
Coach Prime, Alex Ramirez, My Life Sports
How you
Radio.
doing, sir?
When Jimmy Horn and Travis went down in the second quarter, you mentioned that everybody else stepped up.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty awesome. You guys were still in the game. I mean, it shows resilience on your team, right?
True. Shows tremendous resilience. It shows you depth. It shows you the recruiting has been successful in the depth of that position. It shows that Pat did a wonderful job. He didn't change, you know, the distribution of the ball and the play calling. We still had a couple big-time guys out there that could make plays. Who else? 82. He got injured, too. I'm just thinking about that. Timmons, yeah. Daryl Timmons. He got hurt, too. So let's not forget, because he went down. That's why we had some of the guys in at later in the game. But I'm praying for him as well. Hopefully he's okay. I don't know what happened with him as well.
Hey, Coach. Jack Harlow with Buffalo's Wire.
My man.
With potentially a few injuries in the wide receivers room, just how confident are you in some of the guys, you know, second and third on the depth chart to step up?
We're deep, man. I mean, that room is deep. Those guys step up tremendously, and we have freshmen that's able to step up. And Draylon did a wonderful job. Did a wonderful job of coming in there and making plays. So I'm happy with who they are, what they are, and how they work. They do a tremendous job of working in practice. They have leadership by LeJontay. He's probably their vocal leader in there, but we're deep in that position.
Hey, Coach Prime, how you doing?
How you doing, sir?
Good, sir. Mike Lamonte, I-65 Radio. Cordell, how soon is he looking to come back?
I think he's healthy. Yeah, he just gotta do his thing. Yeah, he's gotta do his thing.
Any other questions?
That it.
Hey, Coach, just real quick, on a positive note, B.J. Green gets his first couple sacks as a
Yeah.
Buff, and can you talk about just his performance tonight and just you guys getting to
Well, I
Anthony
haven't
Johnson?
watched the film, so I don't really know how they performed, but he had a couple sacks which came at crucial times. I don't know how many tackles he had, but I didn't get that far. I was just looking at – I got to watch film to see who really did what and how they did. So, but from the natural eye, he had a couple sacks, which was impressive. I think he's capable of that every game, and that's what we're looking for, and that's what we desire.
Hey, Coach, you often say how Shador is letting you know kind of what he's seeing after certain plays.
Yeah.
Tonight, with just some of the sacks and some of the miscommunication on the offensive line, what was he kind of saying in some of the breakdowns there?
I can't tell you everything that happens, but you would never guess that some things happen and they happen. So that's why you got to hear from a quarterback, because I could be upset and get on him. Then he'll tell me what he saw, and he'll tell me what really transpired. So I have to back off a little bit. I learned not to be emotional when it comes to seeing what a quarterback sees. But I'm just happy and elated that we just always feel like if the ball is in his hands at the end, we're going to have an opportunity. And I don't know what transpired at the end. It looked like it was pass interference to me, but it was tough. I didn't want to end that way, you know. I just saw us fighting down the field, and I know once we crossed the 50, it was model time. So I felt like we was going to be okay.
Hey, Coach, what's the message afterwards to the guys in the locker room? Obviously very frustrating, but you got to pick up the pieces next week.
Self-reflect. Something to self-reflect. Everybody wants opportunities to be that guy. And oftentimes you get opportunities to be that guy, and you're upset that you then rise to the occasion. So just self-reflect. Sometimes when you lose in life, you get your butt kicked, and you just got to take it. But sometimes you lose, you say, dang, we should have won that. We should have had that. And that was one of those type of games. That's not taking anything away from our opponents, because they played their butts off, and they're in that locker room right now celebrating, having a good time, and they deserve it. But for us, we just felt like we let that one slip away. And we got to do a better job of taking advantage of the opportunities that we had to win that game, because we had several.
Anything else for Coach?
Yes, ma'am.
Katie Cheshire with Denver Westward. Bigger picture question. How are you feeling about the chance to make a bowl game after tonight?
That's not in our thought process whatsoever. We're one game at a time. Really one game at a time. We definitely want to, the goal is to get Miss Peggy to a bowl, you know that. But we're one game at a time. That's the target. You hate dropping those games, but you could see that we're trending in the right direction. You could see that we have some capable players. You could see that we have some people that can flat out play this game. We just got to all show up together. Today, the run defense, we didn't show up collectively.
Last one, go ahead, Rylan.
Coach Rylan Scholes from Ralph Report. You talked about how deep the wide receiver room is, and guys like Omarion Miller and Draylon Miller had phenomenal games tonight. What did you see out of those guys, and what can Colorado fans expect from them going forward?
Omarion is just, he could play. I mean, you could just flip a coin and he can start if you desire him to. It's just that the way the chips fall for him. But he is just like a starter. And who else? Draylon, being a true freshman and coming in and contributing as much as he's doing, it's phenomenal. Hats off to him. Because you think you're going to get those freshman mistakes, but he's not making them. He's there and he's fighting and he's working his butt off in critical moments. When Shador could trust him in critical moments, that speaks a lot to who he is and how he's risen to the occasion. But you got to understand, when you lose to Travis Hunter and Jimmy Horn and Timmons, that tremendously hurts. But look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 receivers had an opportunity. 9 people caught passes today, which is phenomenal. That keeps your room happy as well.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Thank you. God bless you. Get home safely.
Cam, go ahead, Tyler.
Hey guys, Tyler King with the Denver Gazette. Question for Cam. You guys obviously get the interception late with Colton, and then you guys have to quickly come back off on the field after the offense scored. You guys were on the field for 35 minutes, 69 plays. Did you guys, as a defense, just feel a little bit tired at that point of the game? Because kind of what happened on that last touchdown drive for them?
No, we work out, but ain't no tired. It was just no excuse. We just they just made a play. It happened in football. 50-50 ball, it went their way.
Shidor, Brian Howard from the Boulder Daily Camera. Just your overall emotions after a game like that, where you lose Travis and Jimmy, but you guys were still able to.
And
Amarion.
And Terrell.
And Terrell. Lots of guys. After you lose all those receivers, but especially those guys in the first half, but you guys are still able to fight back and put yourselves in a position to win that game.
It's really next man up, honestly, and the guys that got in was able and ready to play. Draylon Miller stepped up and did what he was supposed to do. Jordan, he got in and did what he's supposed to do. And so overall, it's a machine. We got to keep going no matter what. Matt, go ahead.
Hey, Cam, coming into the game, you knew what the quarterback was capable of on the ground. You knew they wanted to rush the ball. It seemed like you guys were having trouble early until you kind of held up there at the end. Did something change there in your approach?
No, it's just waking up. I mean, we can't. It's one thing to practice it and one thing to see it in person. I mean, he's a phenomenal scrambler, get out the pocket guy. We just really just dialed in and locked in. I mean, coming up the bye week, we expect to start off. We didn't expect to start off a little slow, but that just happens. So we just really just nailed down and did what we had to do. We had learned, just got to it.
Following up on that, Coach Prime talked about the lack of just maybe some missed tackles tonight. Talk about DJ Giddens, their running back. Is it missed tackles or does he have a lot to do with that too?
I'm gonna give the guy credit when due. I mean, he balled out. He had a great game against us. A good back in this league. He did what he had to do. We have the tackle battle, yes, but I give credit to that guy.
Shidor, Adam Tiger, 24/7 Sports. We saw the offense be a little bit more balanced in the past couple of games. From your vantage point, what was kind of the issue just in terms of not being able to run the ball tonight?
When you're behind, you can't really run the ball like that, because then you're wasting time off the clock. Then it's really tough, and they did a great job scheme-wise to make it difficult, to run the ball in those situations. So that's really the thing. Like when it's an even game and when you're not behind, then it's real easier to run the ball. But when you're behind, you got to throw your way out of it.
Go ahead. A question for you and Cam. What do you guys do on your off days? You get with your coach. How do you guys reset your bodies to get ready for the next week?
I mean, everybody does their own personal thing, and then we come up here and, of course, meet with coaches and watch the film. But overall, the off days is where you get your massage, where you get everything, like take care of your body, specifically on what you need.
Same thing. Off days, handle your business, and you be more focused on football mentally than physically on our day.
This is for both of you guys. This was a game that a lot was talked about. This was an opportunity for you guys to make a statement tonight against one of the better teams in this conference and in the country. Even in a loss, can you guys take that and say you still made a somewhat of a statement tonight, and that you
Yeah, we
proved
made
that
a
you're
statement that we lost. That was a statement that we lost.
No,
you lost. You feel like you can still say, "Hey,
no, we don't.
we're gonna be a
It's
factor."
Nah, it's
a
no
loss
way
is
you
a
lost.
loss.
Loss is loss. You know, like you take a loss is a loss. You can't get that back. You know.
Ain't
so
no you lost, but no. You
there's
lost.
no bust. You
Take
just gotta
care.
get better.
Jacob Thompson, Ralphie Report. Cam, 7 tackles tonight. Shilo also had 7. What does having him back mean to you guys, and what kind of energy does he bring to this defense?
I mean a lot. It's a guy I played a whole lot of snaps with. I'm very comfortable with 2 wins back there with me. So it meant a lot to have him back. I was able to only had to worry about my half of the field. He had his half of the field, so it was great having him back.
Shador, they were sending a lot of pressure at you, but it felt like they were also doing a really good job of keeping you contained, not letting you escape like you have in the past couple weeks. Was there something schematically that they were doing that kind of kept you from being able to run around like you have in the past couple games?
They're just a disciplined team. They just did their job. That's it. I'm sure every other team, you know, their job is to keep contained, but they just did what their coach told them to do.
Yeah. We all felt like you guys probably should have won this game based off that last play. Do you feel like that was pass interference on that on Will?
No, whatever the ref call, he called. You know, I don't know. The call wasn't pass interference, so it's okay. We just got to move forward and, okay, assess what we did wrong and go into the next week and fix those things.
Shador, Scott Proctor to Colorado. I know you got a good relationship with Coach Shermer. I'm curious kind of what your kind of in-game interactions with him are like, and you know, too, kind of when he's in your ear, you know, before the mic sounds off. Like, what are your interactions with him, kind of?
Yeah, I mean, I can't really disclose too much, you know, what he's in my ear, but great relationship. We get to the sideline, we understand. Okay, what I'm seeing, what he's seeing. We get on the iPad, we talk through everything. Other than that, everything's good.
For Cam, the interception from Colton Hood there late, just what was it like for you seeing a younger guy come up with the big play?
It was wonderful. I mean, Colton Hood works his butt off. I mean, he could start for us, and but he doesn't. So I appreciate that guy. He come to work every day and works his butt off, and he never a negative guy. I mean, I know he feels like he should be playing more, but he doesn't. He doesn't never say nothing about it. He just goes out and handles his business. So I'm extremely proud of him.
Shador, overall, you know, you're your hardest critic, I'm sure. Can you just evaluate how you played tonight and maybe what you felt like?
Played all right. There's definitely some sacks, you know, shouldn't have took. Definitely some reads, you know, I got to make. So overall, we didn't get the result that we wanted. So, of course, as a quarterback, that's going to go on you. So I just got to assess. Watch the film and see, you know, where I could have improved in, because I don't think anybody ever plays a perfect game, especially how I played today. It wasn't perfect at all. So, yeah, just go back, watch the film.
One follow-up to that. Everything is still in front of you guys here. Does it feel like that? And do you kind of approach this next week with that mentality that, you know, it's one game here?
Yeah. You go.
You approach every week the same. I mean, win or lose. If you have to change your week or your routine up every week, that means you ain't trust your routine from the beginning. So just win or lose, we come back and do the same thing we do every week.
Yeah, I don't think we just got to, you know, think about this loss for a little bit. Definitely 24 hours. Wins, losses, we got to do that. So that's the thing. Watch the film, see where we have to get better at. Check on the injuries with all the receivers, because that's tough. I never thought 4 receivers would get injured in one game. That's just ridiculous. But things happen, life happens, so we just got to roll with it and do what we got to do for next week.
All right, thanks, guys.
Thank you.